The spray at the end didn't help.
It allows them to take a little bit more space as well. And for Zipto, they keep that same composition. So Ninetales, maybe they had the time to study, to try to understand why they were so good back then.
While looking a bit mentally boomed, it's going to be difficult to reset that in such a short amount of time. As I said, it's good they've got their coach here now, but can that make the difference?
Oh, no!
And it's capricious.
Don't start like this. It's not, it can't be a knife. Okay, it's the spray. At least the bullet takes them down. And an opening pick for Ninetales. And Sammy will be caught on the way back, though. Good trade, and it's leaving just one towards this B side. A lot of pressure now mounting on Full Moon, but Full Moon's been delivering almost every time. Oh. Great flash, great dive, still alive, but finally Full Moon falls.
Graham's. Ooh, nice shot, but an immediate trade. Stun out, Ever under pressure and gone, and now it's left all onto Dana. A chance here, the shots almost managing to remove another. Both players tagged low.
One hit.
An opportunity, but it is baller from Graham's, just straight across. Finds the kill and an important triple to get them that pistol. Scenarios. Graham's stats, if you go back to that last match.
Over Bath, unless you're putting players there, and Ninetales certainly are. Not quite the fight that they expected as Sammy takes a double. And Zipto, they're a player down with a big stack on this A side. If they decide to run into it, they've made the right call to just back off.
Dana's managed to get herself a Bucky. This is one of the few places that's perfect, but the paranoia is good. Close angle, nice work from Ever. How has she managed to get two? She was low on HP already, and then the flank out from Full Moon. Well, it's not a 3-0 start this time. It's a MasterCard Thrifty in round number 2.
Wrap is in, and that's why they're so patient then in that bathroom fight later, knowing that there should be one, if not more. The walk through, not going to find anyone on the other side. Nobody isolated on Ninetales as they just give up this space.
I guess you weren't expecting Dana to be up there. It looks a little silly, and wow! Okay, Dana! Crowd open for an ace. Well, I was going to say it doesn't look possible because of the position. They're not going for a knife.
They're giving it to her. No, they're giving her the ace.
Okay.
They're giving her the ace! That's a good teammate right there.
I'm almost just waiting for the reaction. There you go. We're looking at the coaches. Let's see Dana's reaction.
Maybe she was just a stone cold killer in that moment.
She was celebrating on the cam. I can see it.
Well, fourth round and a chance for Zipto to deal some damage. Trades are good to start it for the defensive side, who do come in with some weaknesses. They have a lot of impact, bridging the gap between any weaknesses and the rifles in play, but, well, there's no weaknesses anymore. The Outlaw's on the floor. Dana, though, ready and waiting. The ult will be popped. The timing is near perfect. Both players caught in the corner, but Khan was not stunned up. Zipto only have Ever to deal with, and those salvos will give the position away.
It's a reveal. That already being pulled in as well by Capricious Utility. A decent recovery from Zipto. A round on the board, but from Dana, the Refract Online needs to get around that corner soon, but a little too soon, in fact. It's Ever trading it out and keeping this even despite losing the big guns. They've got themselves a fair bit of control, and look at this from Sammy. The wrap up behind hasn't yet been fully spotted. The steps are heard, the plant will be coming through. This is very, very dangerous. You're going to see these players in spawn make noise. The dog sent through, the steps behind it. They know 2 players in spawn, and they're worried about bathroom, but for good reason. That player was Bath, but now pushed all the way up behind. The timing is insane. Graham's just checked short, and Sammy tucked in, now swinging in for the kill. The advantage for Ninetales just keeps on compounding. They even spotted Piety trying to sneak out of the smoke. Ninetales right back into the lead.
And they're on their feet again. You know, we started the game out, they're hugging down on the stage.
Well, at least they're still giving it back.
A couple of these rounds so far. Say that, Sammy walks out of hookah. Not certain about that one, and that's a huge punish, especially when utility had just come. Like, you knew there was a player there. And on a pistol round where there's one, there's often more.
Oh, rifle retrieved.
Seeker's used.
Something extra to play with. Cosmic Divide going to be put into place as well. Nice ball also. They're throwing everything at this one, and Dana's managed to duck in between. They know there's one up above, and Yumi's done well. A quiet start to the game. Her first kills. Oh, this is risky. Really wanting to play through, but that is an easy fight for Graham's. Yumi has truly woken up, and now Ever is all that remains. An attempt to fight versus 3, and the first 2 went her way. I thought for a second she was about to do something crazy. Instead, it's the MasterCard Thrifty coming through for Zipdo.
Oh! That really stole her eye. Not letting Ninetales run away with this. Keep in mind, this is the half they decided to start on, and now we start to see why. Feeling a little bit more comfortable. Graham's on the early TP, catches the opening duel. In comes the convergence path. A player tucked in the corner, but unfortunately tries to use the utility and ends up paying with their life. A 2 versus 5,
slowly, right?
and a really clean play.
It's a pretty big piece. Now they're trying to save these guns. So for Con, an attempt to try and remove them. Dana not going to allow that to happen, and the others a little bit further away to really do any damage. Zipdo will take the lead. After the streak of round from Ninetales, it was looking like a similar story to the last map, but
that's what has happened almost every time. But Dana, with one of the 2 rifles, is walking all the way through, and although seemed to catch Piety off guard, oh. Cancelled out by the drone. Yeah, no TP, but they're not seeing anything, man. At this point, you have to think there's a sneaky play. Single player towards bathroom can't really be in, and that full moon, they're waiting for that push out of the smoke. Ever has to make another impressive spray transfers. They all come swinging, and there's nothing going the way of Ninetales. Zipdo 5-3 up.
And then a couple of players really taking big risks around that Cosmic Divide rather than playing the retake. Cosmic Divide just to try and make that plant a little bit more awkward. And in fact, it's going to force a full rotation. 3-3-2 perfectly placed. This could be the moment for the judge to take over, but an important trade by Con. That will now allow them space, and actually the Cosmic Divide is going to help them out a little bit of getting into this site. Dana's taking a risk, and the risk pays off this time, but it's only for one. The spray is wild from Ever. From beauty to the beast, as it has gone completely wrong.
Getting back onto that site, making that retake happen, and then obviously the spray at the end didn't help. My career isn't that good, but I know that one.
The crowd did. The crowd definitely did. 6-3. It seems like Zipdo found their way back. Ooh, just about escaping. Full Moon also tucked around the corner. And even still, they are not taking any chances. Nightfall utilized just to make sure that if there was a stack up, it would be revealed. And they're actually looking to put the pressure onto 3-3-2, make sure that nothing else goes astray. This is a dominant looking round, and a flank is coming, but question kind of is how much can this do? Maybe 1 for free onto Piety. There you go. That's something. Is there anything more?
Punish the exits, go down to the spike if necessary. The ults are already online. But I think it really is important to grab a couple of kills. For Ninetales, Zipdo running away with the economy. They're guaranteed now for the rest of the half. They're going to have money.
I think it's too far gone anyway.
But if they do get spotted by that dash, you can immediately hit the stun, refract, and then someone else is following up. So it's very, very dangerous. Exactly like that. But she even gets the kill before fading away. That's nasty.
Already. Just ultimate combo. Graham's, oh, actually take it down, in fact. 3-3-2 has evolved, taking over the round. Ultimates being counted across the board, and what started off so strong with this? Ooh, there we go. Capricious, even a little bit of body spam. Spike down on the ground though. It feels like it's going to have to be declared. This is a little bit aggressive, though, from 3-3-2, a completely isolated fight that could have easily gone wrong, but doesn't get punished for it. There's plenty of time for Zipto to play with. The advantage firmly sits with Ninetales, but you feel like they need this round a lot more than their opponents do.
Remaining. Last player standing.
Oh, the timing there on the swing. Khan didn't know where the last player was. Another on the board for Ninetales, just about. And that almost fell apart.
B push has been where the majority of success is in this jiggle. Peak is going to get punished. The operator picked up specifically for this round. Dana with ult online is getting ready to use that convergence path, but I'll be honest, it seems a little bit early. There was nobody really challenged by that ult. Sure, it slowed them down, but with the advantage, I'm more interested in if the spot is made, or maybe a little bit more. No, that's a fake rotate, but can keep the information. It seems like Piety now has the idea, has the read.
Oh, saw the ankle. The shoelace round the corner. That's unfortunate. It's on the site. Haste falls, and you feel like this is Sam's chance to really have that impact, but a known factor at this stage. Grahams will be watching it off in hand. Easy pickup. And Zipto, they seem to have done everything they need to not just lead at the halftime, but to have a decent margin to work with as well. Again, we have promise, or hope rather, of what that defensive side could be. This round, not yet done, but 1 HP in the difference. It's just moments away. 8-4 at the halftime. Zipto showing a much better face here on their opponent's map pick. You can get yourself some decent control. Zipto looking for some of their own as they walk down on mid. There's 2 players here, and Haste, oh, actually catches the timing. Could have ended up with a kill, but it's Grahams to draw first blood, and then they flood around that corner. Numbers being thrown at Ninetales, and Zipto come out ahead in almost every engagement.
Yeah, the fact is, after pushing into mid and being spotted, it actually delayed that middle push and just meant that rather than the attackers surrounding the defenders were able to pincer down. Still an opportunity, though, for Haste. The first goes away without too much trouble, but the paranoia is going to leave her with not a hope in hell. It is Zipto to extend their lead ever further, 9-4.
Zipto very much seem to have found their form. Grahams again delivering that opening duel, this time with the Outlaw. It feels like gun game in those early fights. Although there's been no upgrade, just continues to find impact. And in this round, you'd expect nothing less. A shot to the body is more than enough. Now, we talked about the Stinger. It's not gotten a lot of love. It used to be.
You love the Stinger.
It certainly used to be one of my top 3.
Well, I think there's, I don't know if this was an attempted ruse to try and get a block, but it has not worked. Yeah, almost needs to die at this point, but if anything, you might just want to leave Dana with a Bucky. Yeah, sure, okay.
He's also hiding.
Yeah, she's going to hold on to the Bucky for the next round. That's an interesting one. Trying to match up to the opponents. I'd be a little bit more worried, though, about that Outlaw. It has been fierce so far.
Well, you can see that Haste certainly was the second. The first shot of the Outlaw rings out. Haste is out of there. Running back over. What's this be signed? Nice shot by Full Moon, but in the corner here, Bucky with a chance, and that chance faded very, very quickly. Grahams running for the hills.
They put a star down into this.
No,
but it's whether or not anybody else can get that little bit further there. Whoa, the realization just comes too late, and actually, Yumi's now managed to do so much damage. The problem is the time, but it's the cost that has been caused. That was 4 guns taken out of the last second, and well, even though Zipto didn't win the round, I think they'll be quite happy with that. Post-plant here would be nice, though. That at least makes things a little bit more interesting. Just the sheer direct nature, and actually the
retake over Lamb's not going to be ideal. Instead, they look towards the site. A solid start with Full Moon down already. That flash removed. Nice shot by Ever. That's the weakest weapon in play. You still have the Bookie inside Lambs, but if the rest of them go down, what can the Bookie do in terms of denying that defuse? In fact, being stuck inside this smoke as well, even with the Sheriff, they're not doing anything to stop it. Hold on! That shot landed through the smoke, blind fire. Haste has to do the same though. And it will not happen, although the diffuser gets killed.
It does happen.
They'd already diffused.
That was why you didn't really see everybody running in and panicking, because they didn't think it was being diffused at all. Just going walkabouts into fake smoke. She is way past the line, but it's a whiff. She gets out though. It's fine.
Yeah, safely towards A Heaven. The push out of Bathroom from Zipto's gotten themselves an early trade-off. Thinning out the herd, though, of the defense more so. And then even doubled down on, but a second player in this position shouldn't be expected. And Piety's able to easily take this back to level ground.
They're starting to doubt themselves whether or not this has actually gone their way. In fact, it's a decent rotation already. Yuumi should have a freebie, but no, Dana is playing defense, holding that line and gets a second as well. The flank in, but Ever now watching. There were moments, but Ninetales make it out.
But Dana's there. And that's what changes the round, what puts it in the pocket of Ninetales. Now we look for a little more on the attack, but the defensive side getting aggressive. Capricious is the one to open this up, but then it quickly crumbles. Obviously with those weak weapons, Zipto saving up for the next, but
Streak.
Having a little bit of fun with it. Of course, was spotted earlier by the choke hold and even being wrapped on from behind. It is something they maybe need to be a little bit more careful of. 2 players lost. Maybe having a bit too much fun.
Your defensive side, whether you want to get aggressive, whether you want to play reactive. But I do think that I'd like to see it attempted here, especially now that we've got that double duelist, and it's exactly what they go for. They've gone right down through Bathroom, and they've ended up being flushed out of that position. A 5 versus 4 already as Nightfall goes in, up close. Piety inside the smoke isn't going to get too aggressive, but has players ready to dive into it. And if there's a smoke that's popped, or flash that's popped rather, there's going to be a big problem with Con already down. Zipto needs someone to step up, and that flash was perfect.
This now becomes incredibly unlikely. Capricious at least does well, but anything from here onwards seems incredibly unlikely. Full Moon has been spotted, well, the cover was there. I think hopeful that anything would be found. The streak continues for Ninetales, 8th on the board.
Enough. The fact that Samsami 332 are your veto player. An easy push through to the B site. They've used one of their ultimates, which for Zipto already is a decent trade-off. They have to do nothing for that. They've now taken down Dana. There's a potential weapon to be picked up. They'll have to fight for it, but it's ever there. Now they've lost Full Moon as well.
No.
Now Samsami goes down, and this round has crumbled for Ninetales. They need a hero play up against the Eco.
Only one has been retrieved, but already they're trying to use that Cosmic Divide, and it forces them in for the fight. Con with a couple of nasty shots to close out the round, and well, I don't know what the coach of Zipto said, but I really want to know now, because that has pulled off a MasterCard Thrifty to take them to 12.
On that clock down.
That's been shot. Spike starting to go back. Now, I'm looking at the fact that Dana's the one with the ult on the other side. Here is that potential piece of aggression. That's a freebie, but the trade from Yuumi! A 2-for-1 combo deal that might have just ended the map. Con now with another. It leaves Ever
30 seconds left.
with everything to try and do. A 1 versus 4, 25 seconds. And so much to try, but nothing will come through. It is Con to close. Zipto have done the same on their opponent's map choice. We are going to 3.
And rightfully so for Zipto. They didn't show up on map number 1, but now it looks like we've got a game on our hands. We need to go all the way to Split, the decider, the 3rd map in this series, to find out which of these teams will be leaving Seoul with their head held low. We're going there after the break.